Hi, this is Anais, Patreon Sage. Welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. Today I am going to be focusing on where the Divine Feminine, who is ready to come into union, where she is as we're coming just a couple of days away now from 8/8 Lionsgate. There has been a tremendous shift in the energy. Hopefully you've watched my video about the shift in energies and the where the process is bliss, contraction. These things are important for us to remember as we are continuing on toward the Lionsgate and then through it. So if you visited my channel before, you know that I'm an intuitive reader. I don't traditionally use the traditional tarot. My readings are time fluid, and I don't focus on past, present, and future because they are all one expression of individualization and collective humanity expressing itself through source creation, which is a timeless foundation. I also am translating energies. So in the point of view, the perspective that I'm in, the Divine Feminine is the magnetic energy, and she is 1/3 of source creation. Her energy represents 1/3 of source creation, and hers is the first emanation out from source. The Divine Masculine is also 1/3 of source creation, and he is the next emanation out from source. Literally smaller increments of what we know as time behind the Divine Feminine. So we have source, we have Divine Feminine, and we have Divine Masculine in balance, and this is the union we are transitioning into within ourselves, and then within our sacred union partners in whatever relationships we're going to ultimately develop with them, either inside of or outside of our soul groups. And these relationships can be unfolding in any number of ways, and so it's important for us not to put a limitation on the ways that these sacred unions can come about in physical embodiment. There are many, many, many variations, and we need to be open to embracing each and every one, because the sacred union journey is an individual journey of coming into wholeness with source, and who you are in source is who you are co-creating with and from and through. And so what you co-create as a conscious co-creator coming into union is going to be really unique and specific to you, although there are some common features of the sacred union journey. And if you've watched my Meeting the Beloved videos, you have an opportunity to come into or visit or see or join into some fun conversations about the dynamics of the sacred union journey. So I'm focusing on the Divine Feminine today, again, as we are coming towards the Lion Gate. Where is she? What current energies is she in? What is transitioning for her? What has she been able to process thoroughly and bring into union, and so support her continuing soul journey and soul evolution as the Divine Feminine magnetic energy in balance within herself with her electric masculine energy, and in balance with her relationship of direct knowing and experience in, with, and through source co-creation. Okay. I have to give this context every time. You can obviously, move forward to the beginning of the reading, which happens when I hold up the first card, which I'm going to do now. So the first card out for the Divine Feminine is Justice. She has accomplished justice in her soul expression and evolution as she is coming into the 8-8 Lion's Gate. This has been a tremendous amount of behind the scenes, behind the curtain, behind the veil, underneath the foundation, so much change and challenge. And so I would like to point out that in the Justice card, and this is traditional tarot, this is my World Tarot deck, you see two baskets, right? And you see 2 seasons. So what we have here, spring, summer, fall, and winter. And then we have this golden, interesting that it's golden, icon, statue holding these scales. And what I would like you to recognize is that justice represents the Trinity of divine masculine, divine feminine, and source having come into balance, 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. So the divine feminine is coming in to the Lion's Gate with her state of consciousness and her subtle bodies pretty much in balance. And so she will move through the Lion's Gate with, I think, a profound sense of relief, ease, coming into abundance, and a sense of being gracefully embraced in her own self-love and wholeness, moving forward. Now the next card out, we have the 4 of Swords. And this is for me representing, as it does in the traditional tarot, a time of having worked very, very hard to keep oneself in all of the conscious activities that keep us in wholeness and self-love. And now it's time to rest. It's time to take a rest. This is a card of pause, of just a deep meditation and rest on what the justice now is going to bring on its own. We don't have to do any more of that work. We've done the inner work. We've done the processing. It's time for us divine feminines to just take a little nap. Now, interestingly enough, next we have Judgment. And this is beautiful because here is the divine feminine representing Judgment. She's ready. She's fully adorned. She has flowers growing at her feet. She is open and available to the light and energy of judgment. She is not afraid. She is not hiding from it. She is not being challenged by it. She is completely open to this process. So now that she's rested, the spiritual part of her evolution can meet the co-creative energies 5D and above and say, here I am. My body is resting, but I am ready on the spiritual level to embrace what you and I and the divine masculine in our wisdom have agreed is the next place for us to begin moving in co-creation flow. So there she is. And then the next card out is the Ace of Pentacles. And so this is bringing the everyday need for sustenance and nurturance and abundance coming from evolutionary planet Gaia, who is in her ascension journey, and we're going along with her. The judgment is, here comes your new opportunity. You're in balance. You're ready for your next chapter of soul evolution, and it's coming to you, and you are ready, and you are patiently waiting. You are not pushing. You are not holding back. Here it comes, and it is coming for you in beautiful, gorgeous, full color abundance in your embodied life. So these are the 4 cards that are the basis of what follows next in the reading. And next, to clarify both Judgment and the 4 of Swords, I asked for, can we have a clarification? And this is what came out next, which is the Princess of Chalices, which is, I think, equivalent to, it's one step below the Queen, so we could call her the equivalent to the Knight or the Prince of Chalices. And here she is inside, continuing as she's resting. Her own evolution is continuing in her state of rest, of blissful integration. And that's where the Divine Feminine is moving through that energy. And then the energy that came out next is the Queen of Pentacles. So as a result of the judgment and being ready and open and receptive to her own abundance, her being able to sustain herself in balance, in her wholeness and in her state of self-love. This is you, Divine Feminine. Here you are. The judgment has come. There's nothing you could do about this. This is what is your soul agreement with Source, and this is what is being expressed in your life. You have done so much work. And here is the manifestation, or mamifestation as I like to call it, of this energy flow coming through to you as you're moving into the 8-8 Lion's Gate. Okay, so then next I asked, what else does the Divine Feminine, who is ready for sacred union, need to know as she's coming in to the 8-8 Lion's Gate, and where and how she is in balance within her own energies in herself with her Divine Masculine. And here we can see we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Chalices. So this is a really beautiful representation of power to generate abundance and nurturance in the physical embodiment. Here we have the energy of the Six of Pentacles, which is balanced giving and receiving. And here you could see, you could identify these children as the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. And we could say that this gentleman is the representation of Source energy, who is sharing now the abundance that is Source's to share, although I don't see Source as the masculine energy. And now we have the Divine Feminine feeling that she can relax and open and feel into her heart just how much she is being supported by her 5D masculine, Divine Masculine counterpart, who she may know in physical embodiment, or whom she may still be in relationship at an energetic level. It's going to be different for each of us. But the support and the love and the giving and the sharing is there. So in this instance, we see that the Princess of Pentacles, Princess of Chalices, with support, that she has managed to come into balance with Source in her Divine Masculine and within herself, she has now evolved to the Queen of Chalices. So we have that beautiful evolution for the Divine Feminine. And now we also have the King and Queen of Pentacles here in balance within the sacred union. They're showing up as a counterpart pair. I would suggest for many of us, this is us coming into physical union with our divine counterpart. Remember, it's not about gender, it's about energy. And who and how we will work with this person from the monadic level of really direct connection to Source, really direct connection to Gaia. So we have this divine pair manifesting or mamifesting. And then I asked, where is the Divine Feminine in how she feels coming into the union. Where is her co-creative energy? And here we have out that she is feeling really celebratory. And with the Six of Wands, this is a sense of having really come into the sense of deep accomplishment and satisfaction, of having come into union within herself and with her sacred union partner and with Source. And so now she's able to, again, having had the judgment and justice come in and give her the new opportunity to move forward with the grounded reality that she's co-creating, now she's coming out with the Queen of Wands and followed with the Knight of Wands. So here's her divine masculine within her, bringing fire and passion. She's fully expressing her own divine desire and her alignment with sacred sexuality here. And interestingly for me, we have another kind of pure balance. On this side we had the Queen of Chalices, and we had some more masculine energy coming through on the side of Justice, which I think is appropriate for many of us. On this side of the equation we have more of the divine feminine energy with the support of the divine masculine, but she's kind of guiding and holding the energy here, and the divine masculine is following her lead. Here we have the divine masculine setting up the energy, and she is following his lead. So they are in beautiful balance together as they come into the union with a grounded energy, with passion, and with the divine feminine continuing to hold her energy of unconditional love for herself. Now next I asked, where does this take the divine feminine as she comes through the Lion's Gate? And these three cards came out next. We have 3 for the Empress, which is all of the queens, Pentacles, Swords, Chalices, and Wands. And we already have 3 of the queens in the reading: Queen of Chalices, Queen of Pentacles, and Queen of Wands. And here she is sitting on her throne, and she's adorned and she's open and ready. And next we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress really feeling it's time for them to be gathering their harvest, and it's a good harvest for all the work that they've done. And that's a grounded harvest of abundance. And then we have the 10 of Chalices, which represents the harvest of the emotional energy, the coming into fruition of abundance and of unconditional love. It's just beautiful. Okay, then on this side, and I asked, where is this passion taking where's the passion coming out on the other side of the Lion's Gate? And here we have the Lovers, the 4 of Wands, and the Wheel. So this for me is moving through the Lion's Gate. We have union. We have a strong, happy foundation that's been built, and now the union is aligning and moving into this strong foundation for their mission work. And we have the Wheel. Now, this could be Fortune's Wheel. In this instance, I think we're looking at it as Fortune's Wheel. And so it represents movement into the new opportunity in a grounded way with a solid foundation of coming into union, into the embodiment form that we're carrying and that we're going to do our mission work through. So that's also quite wonderful. Now this is, then next I ask, what is the confirming core energy of this reading for the divine feminine? And what came out was 1, which for me is the magician. Now, I don't think of the magician as a masculine or a feminine energy. I think of the magician as the expression of source energy. And this is one of the reasons I don't like to use the traditional tarot, because of the pentacles and the associations with other alignments and schools of thought to which I do not subscribe. But here we have an embodied person who is completely empowered and open. Now, another reason that this is challenging for me is because the power is coming from the solar plexus, and in the school of thought that I'm aligned with, the power comes from the heart chakra. But nevertheless, the conscious co-creator in transition, becoming the conscious co-creator, moving out of the service to self manifestation magician energy, is moving into the energy of conscious co-creation in alignment with source. So that's the good news. So then I asked just for a couple of more clarifying cards to support the transitions that we're seeing here. And here we had death, which is always the source of endings and new beginnings. So here we have the ending of the Princess of Cups, Princess of Chalices, and the beginning of her life as balancing her emotions so that she is now able to express unconditional love and stability. That's a very beautiful transition. And those of you who are on this journey, Divine Feminines, you know how hard you have worked for this opportunity. Then, next out we have the Knight of Swords. This is fast moving energy, communication, thoughts, moving forward now with great speed. And this is a clarification of this process over here with the King of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Chalices. Those energies are now beginning to communicate in the process of co-creation. And then next we had out the Eight of Wands, which is again reflecting the divine assistance that is coming from 5D and above as we're aligning with Source and aligning with Gaia. And here we have the Eight of Wands coming as communication, which is reflective to me and clarifying this energy is now going to move into the conscious, passionate co-creation of sacred sexual energy and great efficiency, and moving through out of the Lion's Gate, ready to co-create and manifest the mission work. And that's over here. Messages about how we're sustaining, how we're living, how we're moving into our abundance, and how we're going to be sharing that abundance in our mission work. Then next out, we have the Hierophant here. And this is the Hierophant here, for me, aligning spirituality in the transition, coming out of the illusion of magic being how we base the good things that happen in our lives, and bringing in our spirituality and our alignment with Source to this process. And next out, we have the Ace of Wands coming in again to show that there's aligned spiritual power and this divine opportunity coming in for a new beginning. So that's here. Very beautiful. This is such a beautiful reading. And then the next card we have out is the Temperance card. We have temperance here, and this is the patience that it's taken for the divine masculine and the divine feminine to work together with Source to come into the quality of patience that's required to maintain, to come into sacred union, and then to maintain it and sustain it through the life of the life and the life of the upcoming mission and ascension. And then the last card out for this reading, we have the Ace of Cups. So here's the love energy. Here's, after all this incredible work, after all of this work, we have a new opportunity to come into a loving union. And that's it. That's what we've got for this reading for the Divine Feminine. Current energies today, as the Divine Feminines are heading on their own individual journey into the union and into the Lion's Gate. So thanks very much for watching. I happen to be in a great deal of transition myself and still preparing to come into my own union and be really ready for it as we approach the Lion's Gate and as I approach it. And so I'm feeling a little bit subdued. I think that I'm kind of in this mode because I know that my own journey has been so dynamic, and it's been a journey within a soul group, and so that has added to the intensity and the kind of work that we've been doing, that I've been doing. And then you add the intensity of actually doing the inner work in union with your divine masculine, and yes, I'm feeling very blissful, very happy, very calm, very subdued, and I think this is my way of keeping my ego out of the dynamic and managing my managing the mastery of not generating expectations, but of just staying open to what unfolds. So for the energy of the union itself, I have pulled this card from the Animal Spirit, Colette Baron Reed, and we have the Whale Spirit, Trust the Great Mystery. And this is an 11, and this is the feeling for me, the depth, the emotional, spiritual depth that the union is now in as we're coming into the Lion's Gate. And then I asked for guidance for those of you who appreciate having that reflection back at you. From Source, we have new life. New life. The union is being hatched. Here it is. And this is the Divine Feminine on the foundation, the pillar of the new life with the Divine Masculine. And this is 39, and it breaks out to a 12, which breaks down to a 3. So we have the new life here. And for the Divine Feminine, we have Poised. So here again, we're seeing that this is for the Divine Feminine. This is a 12 also, a 4 and an 8. Breaks down to a 12, breaks down to a 3. So we have 12, 12, and here we have for the Divine Masculine, time to go. So this is an encouragement for any cross watchers who are Divine Masculines who are wondering where their Divine Feminines are as we're heading into this Lion's Gate here. I think today is the 6th of August. This is a 9, this is completion. And this is, he's got time to go. So the Divine Masculine, if he has been in waiting mode in the same way that the Divine Feminine has been resting, and he's been resting and getting his needs met, or how he believes his needs should be met while he's waiting for his Divine Feminine to be ready to come into union with him, he's still cleaning up the last of his affairs, and I mean that word literally. That could be going on. But now it's time for him to go. It's time for him to meet his divine feminine. She's ready, she's poised, and she's also going to wait for him, in the sense that their goal is to go into this experience together, and they're going to go into this new life of being conscious co-creators in wholeness, co-creating in sacred union their mission in alignment with source energies. So that's the reading for today. Again, I'm not going to do an extended reading. If this reading resonates with you, I appreciate that you would give a like and a comment and a share. And there is, excuse me, I'll probably edit that out. Please give. Please leave a comment about what's going on in your process. I love to know that what's happening for all of us, because these individual journeys are so interesting and unique. And do share. And if you're feeling that you're not quite ready or poised to go through the Lion's Gate in union on the 8th, it's just an arbitrary timeline. If you are on the sacred union journey and you are source sparked and aligned, your timeline for sacred union will unfold. I've been waiting for mine since 2016, 4 years. And in that time, there have been many, many wonderful, wonderful, inexplicable, absolutely stunning, gobsmacking experiences. And I've also had to work through many, many, many deep karmic past life wounds and scars from men in my life who were not showing up in my life as the divine masculine, but who were showing up in my life as the distorted masculine. And even as recently as March, I had to work through the last of some very deep karma. And move through someone that I'd known for a long, long time, who kept sort of rotating around my planet and swooping in every now and then with a form of temptation. And I finally woke up to what he was seeking in his encouragement for us to get together. And what he was seeking was my star fire. And he was moving in the karmic pattern to manipulate obtaining my star fire as he had done in the past, in a past life, other timeline. So that had to be cleared up. And these dynamics are very intense when they show up, and they do take a lot of time, consciousness, processing. So there you have it. And of course, if you would like a coaching session with me, specifically on your sacred union journey, and if you would like a reading on your sacred union journey for yourself as the divine feminine or masculine, or for where the union is at in your specific journey and process, I would be really delighted to share my translations of current energies with you. It's how I view myself, as a translator of energy, an interpreter. I am not a channel. Although I have tremendous information that comes direct to me from source, it comes direct. It doesn't pass through any other filters. So I wish you all the best, and excitement and bliss, and feeling ready and prepared, and that you get to clean up any last bits, and know that as you come through the Lion's Gate, you will experience bliss, and you will also then experience a contraction, and you will also then experience the integration of those energies, so that you can come into your mission work fully ready to move forward. Okay, thanks again for watching, and my love to all of you, and my gratitude to all of you for all the work that you've done. This is a joint co-creative process. We are all in this together, And it's exciting for me personally because I've been doing this work for 30 years. It's exciting. I can't tell you how exciting it is for me to see the rather monumental and quick incremental changes that are coming through for the collective that is now safely aboard the 5D Rainbow Bridge. And just remember to maintain your frequencies. Remember that fear is how the system of separation, it's the easiest way they can grab you and yank you into non-source aligned illusions that just generate energy leaks for you. So be aware of when you're being triggered into a reaction. When you're being triggered, know that you're in contraction, and that means that as soon as you process through the energy of your contraction, you will once again be in the energy of bliss and flow. All right, much love to you all. Thanks again.